Okay, right. Okay, so is everybody able to see the screen in front of them? Okay, good. Okay, right. So this lesson that we have land, soil, water, natural vegetation, and wildlife. These are all the bounty of resources that is presented by Earth to us, and so we will take time to study about all these beautiful resources that we have on our planet. First and foremost is the land resources that we have. It is one of the most important natural resources which is available to us on our planet. And the sad thing is, it covers only 30% of the total area of the Earth's surface, because the remaining part of the Earth's surface is covered by the oceans. And this distribution of 30% of land that we have on our planet Earth, it is very, very uneven. Means it is not the same kind of land that we have all over the earth. We have different kinds of land on different places. There are few places where we have mountains. There are few places where we have deserts. There are few places which have thick forests. There are few places which have only grasslands. There are few places where we have rivers flowing, and there are other places which are like the beaches. There are small islands. There are big, big continents. Few places are very densely populated, and there are a few locations where hardly will find any people. So there are lots of varieties, lots of mixture in this entire distribution of land, in the entire way in which people stay on this land. Okay. Now, land use for different purposes such as agriculture, forestry, mining, building houses, roads, and setting up of industry. So, land is used for practically everything. We cannot even imagine, we cannot even imagine to live on this planet if there were no land. If there was completely water, just imagine our entire planet with 100% water. Would it have been possible to have life like how we are having right now? It would not have been possible. It is simply not possible to have that kind of a life. So 90% of the world population occupies only 30% of the land area. Means the land area which we are having with us, only 30% of that is occupied by people. There is remaining 70% of the land available to us where the population is very, very less or almost no population at all. Now, normally these land areas are the deserts or the Arctic poles, the North and the South Pole, these poles, and very high mountainous regions, very high in altitude, where places it is almost impossible for us to live. So those regions we will not find any kind of population. So world population is kept in only 30% of the available land area. Common properties of these resources. Land can be divided on the basis of private land and community land. Private land is owned by individuals, whereas community land is owned by the community for common uses like collection of fodder, fruits, nuts, or medicinal herb. So, land which is available to us, it could be community land, means something which is available for all people. Anybody can go over there and use the resources of those lands. You do not need to take permission of any person. Whereas there is also land which is belonging to private property. Entry into this private held land is restricted. Everybody is not allowed to go over here. You need special permission of the owner. Only then, if he permits, then you might be able to enter that land. So, community lands are also called as common property resources. Now, over a period of time, the way in which the land resource is being used on our planet has changed. There has been a lot of change in the way the land is used. Either it could be for agriculture, or the usage could also be for forestry, or the usage could also be for industrial purposes. There is a lot of change. Mainly, we have seen a lot of change after the industrial revolution, when we have seen that industries have started increasing on the planet. The way in which land is being used has changed. People and their demands are ever growing, but the availability of land is limited. Amount of land which we have on our planet Earth is going to be the same. It is not an unlimited resource. The amount of land is limited. I cannot produce more land. How much land is there? Only that much is available. More cannot be generated. People started encroaching the common lands to build up commercial areas, housing complexes in the urban areas, and to expand the agricultural land in the rural areas. So, common land which was available to all, that slowly started getting occupied. People started using this land for their own purpose, mainly for commercial purposes, building houses, and also for agriculture. With the use of all these things, there is going to be land degradation. Degradation means the quality of that land is slowly going to go bad. It will start reducing the quality of the land, it will start becoming bad. That is called as land degradation. Landslides, where in the sides of the mountain, the mud which is there, that starts sliding down because there are no trees to hold the soil. That is called as landslides. Soil erosion, because of too much of water, too much of floods, heavy rains, the soil gets eroded, it gets washed away. Desertification. Desertification means the land has been used so much to such a high extent, it has lost all its quality, all its nutrients, all its minerals, everything is gone, nothing left in that soil. It has become a barren land. That is called as desertification. These are the major threats to the environment because of the expansion of agriculture and constructional activities. A few drawings over here where we are seeing land being used for multiple purposes. Is everything clear till now? Anybody having any doubts about what we learned about land till now? Anybody having any doubts, you can please put it in the chat box because I'm not able to hear anyone over here. Okay, good. That's good. No doubts means good. What about Sumit? Any doubts? What about Sumit? Sumit. Sumit Jadhav. Okay, good. ठीक है. Done. So now one of the most important things that we can do for our land is conservation. Conservation of any of the resources is a very important part of our daily life. See, because we have been using this land for so many thousands and hundreds of years, continuously, relentlessly, without any kind of stoppage. Now, further, when we are going to use this land, the first and most important thing that we need to keep in our mind is conservation. How do I conserve? Because this land resource is limited. And similarly, any other resources which we use, they are all in limited amount. So when I use it next, I need to see that I have to use it in a proper way without any kind of wastage. That is called as conservation. I need to see that I do not destroy it, but at the same time, I am able to use it for my purpose also. Growing population and the ever growing demand has led to a large scale destruction of forest cover and arable land. Okay, arable land is basically the land which can be cultivated for agriculture. That is called as arable land. So the large scale growing population of our earth has been exploding phenomenally. So the demand for land is not going to reduce. It is in fact going on increasing. And large scale destruction of forest cover. Forest cover has been destroyed for so many reasons. Forest cover has been destroyed for building industries. Forest cover is destroyed for putting agriculture. Cover is destroyed for making commercial properties. Wherever the land is required, we human beings indiscriminately use that land. Therefore, the present rate of this degradation of land resources, it must be checked. It has to be stopped. Afforestation, land reclamation, regulated use of chemical pesticides, fertilizers, checks on overgrazing are some of the common methods used to conserve land. Afforestation is a process where we start planting more and more trees. Wherever we see barren land, go and plant a tree over there. We, after a few years, we will see that that barren land is filled with greenery. Land reclamation, which has lost its properties, again we can try and make that land even more better than it was earlier. That is called as land reclamation. Regulated use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers. Let us focus on more organic farming, organic fertilizers instead of using chemicals, so that the land does not get spoiled. Overgrazing, taking the cattle to feed in the open areas or in the forests. They keep on grazing, and so the green cover is lost of that particular land. So that also needs to be checked. Landslides. Very recently, in the past 2 years, we have noticed a lot of landslides happening in the Western Ghats. Does everybody know where these Western Ghats are? Yeah. Can you tell me the meaning of conservation? Conservation is to preserve the amount of land that we have and have development alongside with the usage of land, and to see that we do not destroy the amount of land that we have. That is conservation, is to preserve something so that we can use it for our future. Now, the way in which we are using our land, there is no conservation. If I see a piece of land where I want to build a industry, directly the person will go over there, he will chop down all the trees and he will put his factory over there. Conservation means if I am going to chop down 10 trees, those 10 trees must be planted in a different place so that the number of trees do not reduce. The amount of greenery on the land does not reduce. That is called as conservation. If I'm putting an industry or a factory on that land, I should see that the waste which is coming out from that factory is not being dumped on the land like wastage, which will cause pollution for the soil. That is called as conservation. Conservation means I preserve my resource and use it in a very meaningful way where that resource will not get destroyed. Is that clear, Sumit? Meaning of conservation? Okay, is the meaning of conservation clear, Sumit? Okay, that's good. Shivam, I need you to put your mic on mute. Okay. I am teaching the second lesson in your geography. Okay, yeah. So back to the lesson. Now landslides, as I was saying, this landslides no has become a very common phenomenon nowadays. If you see in the last 3 or 4 years, whenever there has been heavy rains, especially in our Western Ghats, our Western Ghats everybody is familiar with. The Western Ghats is one of the most beautiful parts of India. Just whenever you are trying to leave Belgaum, whenever you leave Belgaum, you will come across the Western Ghats. If you are going to Maharashtra, you will cross the Western Ghats and then you will enter Maharashtra. If you are going towards Bangalore, again, you will be going through a part of Western Ghats and then you will reach the other part of Karnataka. If you're going to Goa, the Chorla Ghat, all these ghats which are there, they are all parts of the Western Ghats. So the Western Ghats is one of the most beautiful parts of India. The amount of greenery which we have in the Western Ghats no, is really, really very, very beautiful. Now, what has been happening in the recent years is commercialization. Commercialization means people building hotels, resorts, homestays. All these things are being built on the Western Ghats. The green cover, the trees which are there, they get chopped off, they get cut off, and then people would build a hotel over there, a resort over there. And with this thing, what is happening is whenever there is heavy rain, the heavy rain starts washing down the mud, starts washing down the soil from that area, and it causes landslides. The landslides have become a very common feature on the Western Ghats. In fact, it is so common, the amount of destruction which is it is caused is immense. Whatever houses are built over there, they get simply washed away, totally washed away. 2 years back, we had very heavy rains in Karnataka. In fact, the rain was so heavy 2 years back. I think you were all in sixth standard, if I'm not mistaken. The rain was so heavy. If you remember that 1 week holiday they had given in the month of August. Does anybody remember that? In the month of August, they had given 1 week holiday. Yeah, correct. Remember, na? Yes. During that time, on the Western Ghats near Kodagu, the area Kodagu, Madikeri, all these places are real full on the Western Ghats in Karnataka. These places experienced huge number of landslides. So many number of landslides, lots of property was destroyed. Many people were killed in these landslides, and whatever people had built on the sides of the mountains, everything was washed off. That is the power, that is the fury of nature. If you take something away from nature, nature will see to it that it takes revenge 2 3 times on you. That is the fury of nature. आत्ताच करायचं आहे काय मावशी? हा, तुम्ही इथं कॅमेरावर दिसतात. एक 10 मिनिटात संपतंय क्लास. तेव्हा करा. Yeah. So that is the fury of nature. Nature will see to it that whatever you are taking away from it, it will take away from you 2 to 3 times more. So that is why you should never play with nature. Nature is something which we have to respect. That is the power of landslides, which we have seen. It's a natural disaster. We have seen more and more landslides occurring recently, basically because we are using the land in a very, very wrong way. Right. Now, mitigation techniques. Mitigation basically means how do I safeguard myself from that risk? What can be done to prevent these kinds of landslides? How can people take care of themselves? Hazard mapping locating prone areas to landslide. Hence, such areas can be avoided for building settlements. So, what can be done is wherever there is open ground, open mud area, do not build anything over there. In fact, plant more trees in those areas. If you are able to plant those trees in these open areas, it will help to strengthen the soil. The roots, big roots, will hold that soil back together and it will prevent any kind of landslide. Constructing of retention wall to stop land from slipping. If you have anytime traveled towards Pune side, what happens is the Western Ghat side which is there, they have constructed huge concrete walls. on the side. Just at the end of the road, before the mountain starts, they construct huge concrete walls, so that will prevent from any landslide from getting onto the road. Increasing in the vegetation cover is an effective way to arrest to stop landslides, and the surface drainage control works are implemented to control the movement of landslide along with rainwater and spring flow. So the water should not get accumulated in such a way that it will cause huge amount of mud to come down as a landslide. It should have a proper drainage system so that slowly in a small way it will come out from the side without causing any damage to the land. Hey, how your sound is cutting here. Is the mitigation meaning of mitigation clear? Who is this Mohammed Jafar? So much sound is coming from you. If you can't keep yourself on mute, I'll remove you from the classroom. Okay, so Sumit, the meaning of mitigation is clear. Mitigation means taking steps which will minimize the risk of damage. That is called as mitigation. Any step which is taken to minimize the risk of damage. See, if you remember our school building, near the classrooms, at the end of the corridor, we have these huge fire extinguishers. Have you seen fire extinguisher in our corridor? So that fire extinguisher is a mitigation for risk against fire. In case there is a fire, somebody can immediately go pick up that fire extinguisher and put off the fire. That is a risk mitigation technique. That is the meaning of mitigation. Is that clear, Sumit? Okay, good. Right. Now coming to the soil, we all know that you have learned this in your earlier classes also, that our soil which we have, no, they are made up of different layers. We have four layers in the soil. That's the top soil or the humus, which is very fertile, useful for vegetation. Below that we have subsoil, which has sand, silt and clay. Below that subsoil we have weathered rock, and below that weathered rock we have parent rock. These are the different layers in the soil which we have. There are various factors for the formation of this soil: climate, time, the quality of the parent rock, the relief, the type of land which is there. Relief means how is the type of land? Is it a rocky type of land? Is it muddy type of land? Is it a desert type of land? Are there hills on the land, or is it flat kind of land? That is the meaning of relief. And then, of course, flora and fauna. What kind of animals are present on that land? What kind of small microorganisms, small organisms? What is all those things which are available in the soil? That is the those are all these factors which are responsible for formation of any kind of soil. Because we see in some places there is red soil available, but in another place the soil is more brownish in color. In a different place the soil would be black in color. So this soil is not the same type of soil we see everywhere. Everywhere we are seeing different colors for this soil. So all these factors, that is climate, time, parent rock, relief, flora, fauna, all these things are the factors which are affecting the type of soil in a particular place. Degradation of soil. Degradation of soil means what is it that is harming the soil? Why is the soil becoming bad? The quality of the soil is going down. That is the meaning of degradation of soil. Soil erosion and depletion are the major threats to soil as a resource. Both human and natural factors can lead to degradation of soil. Factors which lead to soil degradation are deforestation, overly cutting down of trees, overgrazing, too many animals feeding on the plantation in the area, overuse of chemical fertilizers or pesticides for agricultural purposes, too much of rain in the area, landslides, floods, all these things together form the degradation of soil. How do I conserve this soil? What steps can be taken? There are various different steps we can do. There are techniques which are called as mulching. In this mulching, it means that the bare ground between plants is covered with a layer of organic matter or like dried grass that will help retain the moisture in the soil. That is called as mulching. Contour barriers. Contour barriers means we raise the land. Stones, grass, soil are used to build barriers along the sides. Those are called as contours, the sides. And trenches are made in front of the barriers to collect the water. So the water goes off and does not get retained on the land. Rock dam. Rocks are piled up to slow down the flow of water. This prevents gullies and further soil loss. Terrace farming, that is also used so that it can prevent the soil erosion. Intercropping means using different crops alternatively so that the nutrition in the soil is preserved. Contour plowing, plowing parallel to the contours or the sides of a hill slope to form a natural barrier so that the water does not flow down the slope. Shelter belts. In the coastal and dry regions, rows of trees are planted to check the wind movement and protect soil cover. So there are various ways, plenty of techniques can be used where I do the farming also, I use the soil also, but see to it that I do it smartly enough so that the conservation happens and the degradation of the soil does not happen. There are a few images for you over here how the different kinds of conservation techniques work. So that was all about the soil, land and soil as a resource. Is this clear for everyone? Is anybody having any kinds of doubts about land and soil? Gully is a very small, thin kind of a narrow lane which is used for draining of the water. At the side of the field, they will make a small, thin kind of a lane, so the water will flow out through that. That is the meaning of gullies. Any other doubts by anyone? What about Sumit? Any doubts? Anyway, whatever we have done today, you can read in your textbooks, and in case that time also you have any doubts, you can put it in the doubt section in the school app. I will reply to those. Okay. Yeah. So that's all for today's class. We will meet again tomorrow at the same time. Okay. Sumit has one doubt. Factors of soil formation are climate, time, relief, flora and fauna, and the nature of the parent rock. Is that clear, Sumit? Okay. Yeah. So in tomorrow's class, we will read about the remaining types of resources. Everyone, please read your textbooks, whatever we have done till now. If any more doubts are there, you can ask me tomorrow also, or you can post it in the doubt section also. Okay, so everyone, have a good day and have your lunch and take care. Bye bye.